Today I'm reviewing the Beauty of Joseon Relief Sunscreen Rice and Probiotics SPF 50. And really quick, I just want to say, purchase these products with my own money. I'll never waste your time with sponsors or videos. So if you want to help support the channel, check out nobsb.com, check out Patreon community, or click on the link below. Finally getting a chance to review this one. This one gets a lot of talk, a lot of hype, a lot of mention in a lot of blogs, vlogs, Reddit, things like that. And a lot of people love it, so had a chance to test it out and finally do my review. And I do believe Beauty of Joseon, this is their first technical sunscreen they've released. I think they were set to release another sunscreen right before Armageddon happened with Purito and Claire's and Keep Cool and blah, 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 everybody. And then I think they quickly pulled it. So anyway, so this is their long-awaited new release. Okay, so they say fitted with broad spectrum SPF 50 to fend off UVA and UVB rays. This organic Beauty of Joseon sunscreen comes in a lightweight, quick absorbent texture that doesn't leave a white cast. Additional ingredients of rice extract and grain-derived probiotics help keep skin supple and hydrated. Formulated without oxybenzone, oxynoxate, and animal-derived ingredients, the Relief Sun is suitable for sensitive skin. I have seen some terrible pictures on Reddit of somebody that used this for a few days in a row and their whole face got red. I don't necessarily think it was probably due to the sunscreen so much as the chemical filters. They were probably very sensitive to it beforehand, but didn't really realize it until now. That's my take on it. Could be one ingredient in here, but most people won't have that problem, so keep that in mind. So, okay, my first criteria is packaging. No issues with the packaging. I freaking love that they actually took the time to put the actual expiration date on here. It seems like that's not like a big thing with a lot of K-beauty and Asian beauty brands. They'll put like their lot batch code on here, but like not the expiration date. So bless you guys for doing that, because it just makes it so much easier not have to do finding the batch code checker and all that stuff, which sometimes they aren't even that accurate. So okay, in terms of denatured drying types of alcohol, it does contain T-Butyl alcohol. It's in the bottom half of the ingredient list. It isn't super noticeable. It does probably help the sunscreen get absorbed a little bit better. With those with sensitive skin, it could increase the chances that you notice sensitivity with it, especially with chemical filters. Some people are very sensitive to it, so that denatured alcohol, which might help it absorb and set faster, could maybe cause some more sensitivity. So just keep that in mind. But for most people, not going to be a problem. The wonderful thing is there's no fragrance. There's no real scent to it. So I love that. Wonderful fragrance-free sunscreen. God, like when I started doing this years ago, it was like really hard to find fragrance-free sunscreens. And now it's just awesome because there's just a lot to choose from. So you've come a long way. You've come a long way, baby. Wasn't it like a cigarette ad or something? You've come a long way, baby. Like, I don't know. You know, it's crazy. Think about when I grew up, there's like cigarette ads in every magazine, and now they're not there. I don't know. Are you Googling it, cameraman? I don't know. That just made me think of something. I don't know why, but I remember this girl in college would smoke the Virginia long slim things, and she just thought she was so cool. So
I think that was a Virginia Slim.
That was okay. So I got it. See, you know what? That shows that marketing.
Hey kids, buy cigarettes.
Hey kids, buy cigarettes. It's wonderful. You'll age so wonderfully. You will look so cool smoking these long Virginia Slims. Anyway, so that does show that marketing does something, because that's stuck in my head. You've come a long way, baby. Okay, totally off the totally nothing to do with it. Don't start smoking. It's not a good habit. And anybody that smokes will tell you not to start because a bad habit. So okay, in terms of the manufacturing location, we should get back right into it. This one is made in Korea. Technically, Korea has some loopholes. They obviously had a lot of loopholes that a lot of brands and companies exploited. Purito, Keep Cool, Claire's, tons of them. So I think Korea is a liability when it comes to manufacturing for sunscreens. It just is. I'm more likely to trust something made in Europe than I am inherently to trust something from Korea right now, and hopefully things will change, and yeah. Okay, in terms of the SPF of this one is SPF 50. Great. You know what? You want to use 30 on a daily basis and above, at least on your face. So the UVA protection factor is PA with 4 pluses, which indicates above average protection. PA with 4 pluses is the highest the system goes. There's no 5 pluses, 6 pluses. Some countries use 3 pluses as the most. It doesn't really indicate the PPD is going to be super high. Usually I think the 4 pluses indicate the PPD is like 12 or above, compared to some of the La Roche-Posay or Bioderma sunscreens where their PPD is like 40 and 50. So, but for the UVA filters, we've got Uvinal A+, Tinsorb M, and Uvasorb HEB, which are all filters that help protect the skin from UVA rays, which are the ones that age us. UVB rays are the ones that burn us. Okay, so let's talk about all the filters, and then we'll do some swatches. Okay, so the filters. We've got Uvinal A+, UVA ray absorber, very photostable, and can be used in amounts of 10%, up to 10% worldwide, except for, I think, the US and maybe Canada. Then we've got Uvinal T150, a very photostable UVB ray absorber. Then we've got Tinsorb M, hybrid filter, both reflects and absorbs UVB and UVA rays, which is wonderful. It does give things sometimes a little bit of a white cast depending on how much is used. So if you see Tinsorb M in something, you might be expecting a bit of a white cast. Then we've got Uvasorb HEB, which is a UVA2 and UVB ray absorber. It's very photostable. It only loses 10% of its SPF protection in 25 hours. And 2 hours is technically what counts as photostable, which is why all the sunscreens will say reapply after 2 hours, because 2 hours is typically what's regulated. This Uvasorb HEB is 25 hours, so it's pretty impressive. So we've got those 4 filters. I never saw what exactly percentage they are of them, but anyway, so 4 filters is decent. I wouldn't say this is super high protection. I would probably say the Isn't Tree Watery Hyaluronic Sun Gel is probably going to be much more protective than this one, but overall, for a day-to-day sunscreen, those 4 filters are going to be just fine. Okay, in terms of the white cast, let's give it a little swatch here. Okay. So, you can see, initially, there's a little bit of white cast, probably from that Tinsorb M, but as it soaks into your skin and after a good minute or so, the white cast totally disappears and my hand is pretty tan. So, there you go. I can't really, just looking in the cameras, I don't see the white cast at all. I don't notice it when I apply it at all, so no issues at all with white cast. In terms of the texture, I just didn't totally love the texture of this one. It is not easy for reapplication, especially if you're wearing makeup or anything like that. So if I'm going to use this, it's going to be a day where I'm running errands. I'm not outside, or I'm not going to plan to use this one to reapply it because I just find the texture a little greasy and a little shiny, as well as kind of drying. So, and it sets to a slightly radiant finish. So the texture I didn't love, but a lot of other people, I've read a lot of other reviews of this, and they love the texture. So something I could just be missing out on. I don't know. I just didn't love it, but ease of use, very easy to use, spreads and smooths over skin easily. It's easy to use a pretty liberal amount. Regardless of how liberal or unliberal I apply it, it kind of sets to a slightly shiny finish. I did notice throughout the day it kind of slides off my face a little bit, and then again, reapplying this over makeup is not easy. It's not enjoyable. There's a lot of other sunscreens that are better for that than this one. I should do a video on that, so make a note of that, cameraman. Video on best sunscreens to reapply during the day. Okay, so in terms of antioxidants and beneficial ingredients on this one, so I've got a nice list. We've got niacinamide, skin brightening, anti-acne, barrier repairing ingredient. We've got rice extract, a great skin soothing ingredient, wonderful K-beauty ingredient. We've got adenosine, a good cell communicating ingredient. We've got vitamin E, good antioxidant, hydrating ingredient. We've got rice germ extract, which is a good emollient. We've got green tea, good antioxidant, protecting, and skin soothing ingredient. We've got lactobacillus rice ferment, as well as lactobacillus pumpkin ferment extract, which are both good antioxidants. We've got orza ferment, which is a good antioxidant, which I think is a different type of rice extract. We've got soybean ferment, a good skin soothing ingredient. Sugarcane extract, a good humectant. We've got asparagus extract, which is a good skin conditioning ingredient. We've got kelp extract, skin conditioning, as well as a good protecting ingredient. I think kelp, they come out of the sea kind of like algae, and they're so used to being in there that they just, when they come to the surface, they soak up all the UV rays, which are good for your skin. We've got coconut fruit extract, which is a hydrating ingredient. Ginseng extract, another good skin conditioning, protecting antioxidant ingredient. And then we've got another rice ferment filtrate, which is another good skin conditioning ingredient. So a nice list of beneficial ingredients. They did a nice job. Nothing too long, too crazy, but a lot of good protecting antioxidant ingredients, which was very nice to see. Okay, in terms of acne-genic ingredients, we've got a couple. We've got carbomer, very low in terms of comedogenic rating. And then vitamin E, which some people don't have any issues with. Some people will break out from it. And then I do want to mention the coconut fruit extract. Some people are very sensitive to that. So not a terribly long list of acne-genic ingredients, but a few. So if you're very sensitive in that area, might be better to check out a different brand or a different sunscreen, because there's no fun with that. Especially when you buy a sunscreen you don't want to use it. That's a red flag. So, okay, in terms of animal testing, this is cruelty-free as well as vegan, which is awesome. Performance, so this does a good job as a sunscreen on days that I'm just out for maybe an hour or so, or running an errand, or days I'm not looking that I'm going to have to reapply, days I'm not outside in the hot sun on a high UV index day all day. Does get a little bit shiny throughout the day, but you know, I've had that same issue with a lot of different sunscreens. So, although sometimes I see shininess as like a good thing because my skin is so dry. If it's like shiny, it's like, oh, it's like hydrated today for once. Be sure to patch test this. Again, I mentioned somebody with the allergic reaction. Probably if they would have patch tested it, they probably would have known not to use it on their entire face. And then once you did that, it's too late. You're going to suffer for a while until your skin heals and adjusts. So just because, you know, you should patch test everything, but especially things with chemical filters and things, especially when you haven't tried a lot in the past. So well worth doing that. Okay, and then the price. So this is a full size 50 milliliters. Retails for $18. It's a good deal for a sunscreen. And yeah, so decent one. So with a 15 being a perfect score, I gave this one 11. It's really good. It's not going to work perfect for everybody, but for a lot of people, they absolutely love it and it has become their favorite sunscreen, and that is awesome. So anyway, interested from you guys if you've had a chance to pick it up and if you've tried it, what your thoughts are. So leave a comment. Love hearing from you, and stay tuned for more tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.